Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of All Things Goodness. My name is Goodness, and I am so excited about the topic for today. To all our new subscribers, I say thank you so much. I mean, the year it ended and began in a very beautiful way. We have over 1,000 plus subscribers. Thank you so much to everyone that has stood and believed in this dream. And if you are yet to subscribe, please do so and you're welcome. I tell you, every week we are here to give you very wonderful topics, and we bring guests from time to time to discuss about very important topics that would help you. Okay, today I'm doing it solo. Yes, this topic is long overdue. Today I will be talking about the story behind my very first single, Love Came Down at Christmas. I went from doubting myself to having this song that has reached over 28,000 views. And I'm happy that I was able to overcome my doubts. But I am thanking God first, and then, of course, my husband who encouraged it, because without him, it would not have been a reality. You can imagine if I had, given in to my doubts, the 28,000 people who have been blessed from this song would not have been blessed by it. So that is the danger of, giving in to your doubts. And at the end of the day, I'll just be sharing nuggets, three short nuggets I believe will help someone out there, to be able to make the best of 2026. So, towards the end of last year, I knew that towards Christmas, I wanted to do something special. I wanted to have a Christmas episode and then something special for Christmas. And as a singer, as a minister in music, I thought about doing a cover. I had already spoken to my big brother, Mr. Ultra himself. Shout out to Mr. Ultra. And we had already arranged, like, okay, because he has a home studio, like, okay, I will come to his house and then we will do, I think, 2 or 3 covers for the Christmas show. And he was like, okay, that's fine. So we already agreed up on that. And my husband even picked up one Christmas song he really likes me to do all the time. Mary, did you know that your baby? And yeah, so, but as the days went by, I just thought to myself, I think it would be nice to do, my own song, but I waved it off because I was like, I don't have the time. I mean, I had exams, nursing school exams, assignments, clinicals, there's the home front to manage the kids, their school. And then, of course, during Christmas, the children's school, they have a lot of activities and you have to be there for one thing or the other. So I was like, no, this is too much. So my husband brought it up to me again, like, babe, I think you should actually do your own song. I'm like, no, it's not possible. And I started giving him all of these excuses, like, look at this. Where is the time? Besides, I don't even know a producer who can do it for me. The last time I was in the studio was back in Nigeria when I was like a teenager. And I was as a backup singer. So like studio thing, I like, it's not even possible. So I just, put that idea, just pushed it aside. And it was also during that time, Hallelujah Challenge was on. And in one of the days specifically, Pastor Nath was like, he was talking about that in the end time, the way through which God was going to release wealth to his children was through ideas. And he began to stress is like, patent your ideas, stop, putting your ideas to the background, take your ideas seriously. He was really stressing it so much. I was listening to it, and then my husband also, when he came from work that day, he was like, did you listen to Pastor Nat today? I was like, yeah. He was like, so you heard what he said about, ideas, about your own inventions, about your intellectual property. He was very specific about it, like about intellectual properties. And I was like, so my husband was like, okay, thank God you heard that. So that, the word Pastor Nat gave really, got to me, and I started thinking about it. I was like, okay, God, I'm not going to stress about this. If you're going to, do this, just do this. So I remember I was in school one of the days. I think, specifically November the 6th, I think. And I was studying, I had med surg exams the next week. And I was studying for my med surg 2. And then it just dropped. You know how Pastor Emmanuel Ire described when the idea for him to start his ministry came, said it dropped like a coin. That was like the exact same experience I had. It just dropped like a coin. Like love came down at Christmas. So I'm like, okay. So I just quickly wrote it down. Love came down at Christmas. I picked up my phone and I wrote it down in my notes. And then and I continued to study. And then the tune just came, like a tune just came forth from me. So I picked up my phone and I started humming, humming the tune into my phone. I just hummed it and let it be there. And then a second part came again, the tune came again, and I did hum the second part of it. But this time with words. Words came, because love came down, and I put it down and I left it. So I was so excited when I got home. I was telling my husband, yay, like I got a song, I got a Christmas song. And my husband like, look, I am tired of all of these, your songs you record that never get to see the light of day. You have so many songs, you're not doing anything about it. I don't want to hear it, except you tell me you're going to work on it. So I'm like, okay, this one, I really get to work with it. So I was like, okay, where do I start? I need a producer. I think the first producer I contacted, like, to respond was a challenge for him. So I just, left him and I started asking questions. Okay, who knows a producer? And then I contacted my big brother, Mr. Ultra himself, and he gave me Columbus number. Like, oh, Columbus is a good producer. You should reach out to him. So I did reach out to him, and he's like, okay, it's something we can do. Because I reached out to him, told him the timeline. This song has to be ready by first week of December. So like, okay, send me your recording. Let me hear it. So I sent it to him and he's like, oh, I like it. And then I told him the days I was free because, I think I'm just free like last semester I was just free like 2 days a week because I had go to clinicals. I have classes, and all of that. So he was like, okay, I'll be able to work with the days you're free. And then like a few days later, he just said, okay, let's meet this day. And he told me how much he was going to charge me to do it. And I told him, I'm like, okay, fine. And then we went to the studio. And just like that, before then, the wordings started coming to me. So I started writing the wordings. I wrote the wordings, first verse, second verse, and then the chorus. And then we went into the studio and it didn't even take like an hour. Like he just said, okay, we started playing, said, just keep singing. And then before we know it, the song we had, the song took shape. And I'm like, okay, is this how easy this is? So he sent me the recording we had done, like, okay, go listen to it and then work on it. And I started hearing it, and then we fixed another time. And before I knew it, like a week after, he works on it and sends me back like, okay, this is what I have worked on. What do you think? And I did, and I listened to it. And I'm like, yeah, I was just wild. Okay, this thing came out this beautiful. And that's cut the long story short, and we did everything. We sat down, drafted how we wanted the video to come out with my husband, started looking for where to shoot it. And, before we know it, it was ready first week of December. And we put it out there, prayerfully put it out there. And I cannot begin to tell you, the testimonies, the comment, the calls, how even though it was just a Christmas song, many people were blessed. I sincerely did not expect that this song would do as good as it did. 28,000, like, who knows me, out there in the music space, and then a Christmas song for that matter. So I was really wowed. I must say that it went that far. And even the countries where it was doing very well, like India. I'm like, India? Really, I wasn't surprised about Canada, US, Nigeria, UK, but India, I did not expect that. So I'm saying that to say, if I had allowed my fear to get the best of me, the single that I am celebrating today and other people are celebrating with me today, it would not, have been a reality. If I had allowed my doubts, my fear, all the excuses, the desire for perfection, it has to be this, you know, I would not have, accomplished what I did today. That song, Love Came Down at Christmas, would not have been a reality. It would still be there in the dream. And like Apostle Someone will always say, when God gives you an idea, it's not just you. He gives a lot of people. If you do not run with it, someone else will. And you will just be like, oh, that idea came to me also, but you never did anything with it. So this 2026, I'm just encouraging us, number one, borrow someone else's belief. It's okay not to, believe in yourself, just like I did. I didn't think it would be possible, but my husband's faith helped me. When your self-doubt is loud, you don't have to believe in yourself right away. You just have to believe the person who believes in you. I believed my husband who believed in me, and after that I picked up, and then I started running with it. So you can rent confidence from a spouse, from a friend, from a mentor, until yours grows back. And that is why it's so important in this new year to surround yourself with the right people, not pessimistic people, not people who are always looking on the downside or how it will not work, or, who keep on who consistently discourage you when you share an idea or a dream or something you want to do with them. Surround yourself with the right people who, even when you do not believe in yourself, they are able to see beyond your doubt, see beyond your fears, and help you, to run with that dream or whatever it is that God has put in your heart. Okay, so borrow belief and then build your own. And secondly, done is better than perfect. Perfection is, I say perfection is often just procrastination in a fancy suit. I mean, yeah, my Christmas song exists because I finished it, not because it was flawless on the first draft. If I had wanted to allow it, be like, oh, in this time and age where everything is wow, 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 I don't think I have the capacity. Or, at that point, I was even so stressed. My voice was so stressed because we're trying to end up the semester. So, those people who are in nursing school will know when the semester is trying to end, there are a lot of things. I mean, there's exams, there's clinical, there's simulation, there's so much going on at the same time, So if I was to go with the way my voice, was at the time, I would not even do the song. I was dealing with a cold. In fact, both times I went to record, I had a serious cold. The second time I had serious cough. Like it was really bad. But I told myself, no, I'm going to do this. And it came out beautiful. So don't wait for perfection. Just aim for completion. You can never, you can always refine it later on. You can't improve what you do not finish. So I know there are a lot of us out there who have started so many things or have not even started a lot of things. And they are just there. We're waiting for the perfect time. There cannot be a perfect time. No, just start and make sure you finish it. Don't start and leave it halfway. Finish it. Finish it. That book. You want to start reading a book? Start. You want to, whatever it is your heart wants to do. 2026 is the year to start and the year to finish. All of those dreams that you left halfway, go back and dust all of them out and start and finish them. It doesn't have to be perfect, but when you finish it, you can sit back and, begin to know, whoa, I messed up. Like Love Came Down Like Christmas. Was it the most perfect production? No. But do you know, in doing this, I have been able to learn what it takes to produce a song, the dynamics of it all that it would take, the logistics and everything that it would take. So the next time I'm going to do that, I know how to plan better. what to do better, you know, in terms of even taking care of my voice, in terms of even the choice of a producer, in terms of timelines, you know, in terms of, you know, sitting down to write the script on the video, how I wanted to go. I was able to learn and do all of that, you know, because I did this one. And if someone tomorrow comes to me, I'm able to tell them from the little that I have done and experienced, oh, this is how to go about it. Oh, this is how to go about it. So when you finish, you are able to become better than if you do not start at all. Yep. So that's our aim in 2026. And then the last point is build a bridge to the big goal. Big resolutions can feel scary because they are too big to hold all at once. So build a bridge with micro steps. I mean, it's the new year, it's normal. Everybody says these big dreams. I want to do this, I want to do this. And sometimes it may be scary, but start with the very small things. You know, if, for instance, if I had tried to write an entire album at once, woo, that would have been a lot, you know, to accomplish. I might have quit along the way. That's very true. But I started with one melody, one lyric, and one small yes. And that's what has become a finished song today. You know, with this song, a lot of people, I must tell you, a lot of people reached out to me, a lot of, TV stations, both in Nigeria and here in US, a lot of management people wrote. And I knew in my heart of heart that I'm like, okay, I was surprised to get all these emails, but I knew, okay, it's not time. It's not yet time, you know. Yeah. Thank God I also have a husband who is a lawyer. You know, we read a lot of some of the, you know, stuff they brought in and all of that. I mean, I would never have had the opportunity to talk to these people if I didn't take that first step of just doing just a single, not, you know, a whole album, you know. But now I know, because I was able to do one single, it exposed me to a whole new world of, you know, artistry and all of these things. So just take that one step. You know, yours could also be you want to do an album. Start with a single first. It could just be you want to write, you know, 5 books. Maybe start with a pamphlet first. It could just be you want to start anything. Just let's start with the first most simple step first and see how it goes. And you never, you know, can tell what will come out of it at the end. Success is really one giant leap. It's a series of small, manageable yeses. So small steps consistently create big stories. So 2026, start with the very small things. Start with the very little things. I remember when I also wanted to start this channel. Oh, I mean, there's nobody I like I didn't speak to, because I was just trying to, you know, just talk myself out of it. And everybody said, oh, you can. I'm like, no, no, no. But a day came and I'm like, okay, you really got to do this. And today we are at over 1,000 subscribers. It just started with sitting down in front of the camera and doing it. So 2026, do not sit. Do not wait for the perfect time. If you do not have all that it takes, start with what you have. That is just enough. That is just enough. Surround yourself with the right people and people who would encourage you and help you run with your dream. Even if you don't feel confident about it, just start and finish. When you start and you finish, you will be able to sit back and see what you've done and improve upon what you have done. It's going to be a great year. But I think it's Zig Ziglar that said, it's only a mad person that consistently does the same thing and expects a different result. So if this, I mean, most of us go to church, we're all Christians, and all the prophetic words that have been decreed over us, you know, the Lord is going to do this, this is a year of this. But if you do not take action, you know, those prophecies are just hanging in there in the air, waiting for someone to grab it. Because faith comes by hearing. Now you've heard and hearing by the word of God. So it's now time to act on what you have heard. You know, take action, step out there, talk to somebody, make that phone call and all of that. So If you take the action, I'm telling you, you never can tell what is on the other side of your actions of faith, what is on the other side of, of your standing up and, just doing, just becoming. All right, that is it for today. If you have not subscribed, please go ahead and click subscription, hit that notification bell so that whenever we post any content, you will be notified. And then, of course, share. Like I always say, you never know who this information will bless. I hope I have been able to inspire someone to go out there and take action that will change you for the rest of your life. Thank you so much for always being there. Until I come your way again in the next episode of All Things Goodness, remain blessed. Bye bye.